Yeah, what we're looking at is this transit that's in front of us at the moment. There's a very good possibility that he may be overweight from just purely the way that the vehicle's actually sitting on the road and the way the back end has a tendency to bob a little bit as he's going over the joints. So we're going to pull him in, just check to see what the state of the springs are like on the vehicle and what sort of load he's got on.
They're suspicious of the van's contents and are keen to take a closer look.
What I want you to do, I want you to follow us off the motorway into our compound because I just want to check the vehicle over. I think you might be a little bit overweight. Okay. We've had a look at the load that the vehicle's carrying. I suspect that it probably is overweight, but what's more of a concern is the fact that he's loaded up with canned beers. So what we're going to do, we're going to take him off the motorway. We'll obviously ask him some questions as to where he's loaded the vehicle up, where it's come from. And then, if necessary, we shall call in Customs and Excise to come and take a look at the load, because it could be that it's either beer that's been bought in from the continent and duty hasn't been paid on it, which it should have been, or it could have come from some other source. So we'll see what the driver's got to say for himself when we get into our compound.
Meanwhile, the unmarked video car is targeting the latest motorway menace. It's hunting down drivers who hold mobile phones when they should be holding the wheel. Police say the misuse of mobiles is putting lives in jeopardy. Already their cameras have captured some of the worst examples. Watch for the man with the map and keep your eyes on both hands.
It's now a way of life for the reps. You know, you take their mobile phones off them. I think in some respects it's almost like taking their car off them. It's like the chat we had earlier when he'd swapped hands and he said, I didn't realise, because they're talking about business, things that happen in the office, work, that's what they're concentrating on. And swapping hands, they probably do naturally in the office, picking up a piece of paper to read off while they're on the phone. They do it in the office. That's when they don't realise that they're doing something that can cause danger to themselves and other road users.
Newspapers and TV have reports of business people who've been killed in road accidents, quite clearly because they've pulled out on roads or they've carried out a manoeuvre which has resulted in them hitting somebody else or being hit by somebody else. And a coroner has criticised the mobile phone and its use in cars.
Just have a look what you got on. Where have you picked all this drink up from?
From Calais.
From Calais? You've just come back from Calais, have you? Yeah. What's it for?
Just for parties.
Just for parties?
Which port did you come in across from? You've come across on the ferry? No. Have you got your crossing? Have you got a crossing ticket?
Crossing ticket?
Yeah. From the ferry?
Yeah,
anything at all from that?
Buy the cigarette and throw it away.
So you've got no paperwork at all for the load, no deliveries, no receipts, no ferry receipt or anything like that?
No, just...
Right, so what's that there?
Ticket I buy the free gift shops.
Right, so that's just a leaflet for P&O, yeah? Would you mind opening the back and just let us have a look at what you've got in the back of the van?
Yes,
Is it all beer?
Yeah, just a beer.
No cigarettes or anything like that?
No cigarettes.
No wine or...
No.
How many packs have you got on, do you know? How many packs are there?
Yes, 140.
140 of these packs?
140.
What are you seeing, Paul?
Coach driver, as we were talking about it going down, the one who's just gone past Carson's, he was on the trombone.
I thought there was a reason, having told him how to do it, for you to pull out. I thought that was very unusual for you, not to do it the right way.
You get him in the mirror on the phone.
The sun's right on it.
Would be any good
Drop
if
back.
I went in front of him and use the rear mirror. Rear
Just
camera.
hold it at that and I'll try and zoom it in on that one there. See him from here, he's quite clearly on the phone, got his sunglasses on. Phone's just going down now and he's leaning around. If you drop back please, Paul, the couch is all over the place. Real good rock and roll across the lane as he put it down. Don't know how many passengers he's got on there, but it's not acceptable to do that. You have to sit this close whilst they're emptying the toilet.
At last. Go and have a word in his show like.
Depends how many are on the...
Yeah.
I might just have a word with him now if it's too many on board.
Fair enough.
In the middle of the car is a video. Right?
Yeah,
Who is sitting in the driver's seat?
me,
Who is using the phone?
the brother,
Who's in the driving seat?
me.
Who's using the phone?
I'll phone the number and he's got the answer.
You phone the number and you put it down. Yeah, you were on the phone.
The phone rung
Yeah.
and then I'll give the phone to him.
Not straight away, you didn't. When you came past us on the hard shoulder, you were using the phone. And we've come off the hard shoulder and we've come down here. It's like pulling teeth, this is, isn't it?
The only thing I'm concerned about is he's got no paperwork at all to show for the load.
Well, do you want to tell him we're going to detain the vehicle and load on behalf of Customs and Excise?
And then make a decision.
And then they can make their own decision about whether they want to come out.
Okay.
It might be worth breathalyzing him as well.
All right.
Do you want me to? I'll go and give Customs a ring.
Well, just tell them. Have you got your driving licence with you or any paperwork, any identification?
Passport,
No driving licence?
no with me.
Sean? Is it a hire van or your own van?
Highway.
Hire van. Have you got the hire agreement?
Is that
You haven't got the hire agreement either? Okay. All right then. Well, if you just have a seat in the van for a minute. Wait everything might be completely above board, but he can't produce me any paperwork whatsoever for the van or the load. He says it's for his own use. So at the end of the day, our suspicions are there now for the Customs and Excise certainly to be informed and make a decision on whether they want to come and speak to the gentleman. And if necessary, obviously, they may want to confiscate the load until they've done some other inquiries. He can't even produce a till receipt for the load at the moment, which obviously makes me suspicious to say the least. He must have spent a lot of money, and he hasn't got any receipts whatsoever.
I've got it on video. Now, if you want to corroborate it and commit perjury, then I will deal with you for that offence as well. Right? He came past us, he's on the phone. We came alongside, he's on the phone. I'm not in a position to argue with either of you. All I will say to you is, if you don't accept what I say, and the advice that I'm going to give you about it, then I have to take you to court and show the video to the magistrates and let them decide what action they want to take.
okay, so yeah.
Now, what action are the magistrates going to take when they see you with a phone in your hand and the coach doing that? What do you think their attitude is going to be?
Not very good.
Not very good. And what do you think their attitude is going to be when they see you using the phone on a video and you arguing at the side of the road that you didn't use it and you just handed it to your brother? Not only are you not a very good driver, but you try and pass it on to somebody else. Is that right? Yeah. And if you're a relative, you're the phone man from now on. And if he's not on board, then it's going to be an urgent phone call. Make sure somebody else can take the call for you and tell whoever's on the other end that you'll call them back as soon as you get off the motorway. That way, we don't hear of any more people complain about coach drivers or coaches having accidents, do we? Okay?
Okay, thanks.
You happy with that?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, good.
Cheers,
So are
thanks,
we.
Sean. Thanks,
Come on,
Sean.
there you go.
Well,
Initially, he just admitted picking the phone up but handing it to his brother who was in the middle seat. And he hadn't been using the phone.
oh,
He now agrees he was using the phone because he wasn't prepared to leave it to the magistrates to decide whether or not we were right or he was right. Wave to the nice man as we go by.
Police have tipped off the local customs and excise team, who want to inspect the van load of bottles and cans.
My personal opinion on that would be that the vehicle has been used on several other occasions to bring in similar loads. Obviously, if they're reselling the load, then there's a big profit that they can make from the importation of alcohol. Yeah, we've had quite a few in the past few months. It seems that this preoccupation of bootlegging seems to be becoming more and more prevalent.
It's not just his cargo that the driver's in danger of losing.
But we seized it. It belongs to Crown property now.
They have the power to seize the vehicle and the load because it's been used in smuggling, basically. You've brought in contraband items. So they're seizing the van and the load for the time being to do that, continue their investigations. They'll take the van away and it will be taken back to the hire company as well. But
We'll deal with the hire company as far as the van is concerned. You don't. It's ours now. So can you come out? Where are the keys, please?
The 140 cases of beer are confiscated, but the driver says he's determined he'll get them back.
I'm hungry, yeah, of course, because I spend the money. I save this money for very hard, you know. I go to see my solicitor. I go to court. I fight this case. This is my point of view, because I tell to why people just doing this thing. If this is illegal, why people go to every day?
As the van is taken away by customs, its driver and passenger face a difficult journey home, on foot. A new day and new suspicions.
Go, 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 go.
Have you seen this? And he's moved out into lane 3.
It's a minibus, white Sherpa, 3,500 weight, but he is loaded with drink, crates of beer, possibly wine, and he's the right sort of size to be have quite a considerable amount. There's every chance he's going to be over.
If there's a problem with the van, its driver has chosen a bad day to be on the road. Police have launched Operation Mermaid. It's a national crackdown on vans and lorries, with officers joined by Customs, the Benefits Agency and Vehicle Inspectorate. Inspectors are checking everything from tax discs to vehicle safety. They're puzzled by this blue van. Its identification numbers aren't clearly visible. Officers think it should be checked out.
Well, if you look at the far end, there's something there.
Yeah. What, on the engine? Sorry.
Yeah, if you look at the far end of that plate, it almost looks like half an S there. And bearing in mind most Fords are SFA.
I'm going to have to get some film. Yeah. So we'll take some more off. You can arrange video? Yeah, I'll get the video of it,
We haven't got a vehicle squad anymore, have we?
No, we haven't got one now.
We need somebody to come and do the engine properly. So.
Belgrave Road, it's the... if we detain a vehicle anyway.
I was flagged in on the motorway, brought into here, and I've been through a routine check, and I'm just waiting to see what the result is now.
So he is who he says he is.
Yeah.
And I've told him we're going to trying to get somebody who's an expert to come and look at the engine.
Okay. Well, he's having a immediate prohibition on
Yeah,
the
but he ain't
drive.
going anywhere anyway.
Morning, mate. I'm a National Insurance Inspector. May I ask you a few questions, please? Are you self-employed? No. You work for this company, do you, the Sirocco? Yeah. Do they pay you weekly or monthly?
Weekly.
Do they give you a pay slip every week?
Just casual.
Yeah, but do you get a pay slip?
Yeah, get a pay slip, yeah.
And does that show deductions for tax and national insurance?
Just a routine check. Okay. The weight, the items that you're carrying. We've got multi-agencies here, one of them being Customs and Excise, so they'll be coming to have a chat with you.
How much do you think you spent in total? Any idea? £600.
Customs suspect the van load of beer isn't intended for personal use. They decide to give the driver a formal interview.
I have to caution you that you do not have to say anything. They may harm your defence if you fail to mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Where have you been today and what for?
France. British beer. And wine.
Meanwhile, the blue van has a bigger problem than a rusty interior. Its trailer has no brakes and it's not fit to be on the road.
I've had the trailer recovered and they've impounded that to check out the engine number on it. And so when that comes back all right, hopefully I can have it back. Which I don't know when that's going to be. A bit cheesed off, but what can you do? It's one of those things, isn't it?
Coaches past you.
Thank you very much. He's obviously not on the phone. The M5 southbound just through 4A towards junction 5. And we're looking up now at the large offside mirror on the Volvo tractor units where the driver can be seen holding the phone. You can see him quite clear from here. He's just leaning across now.
I can see, yeah,
he's leaned across now to put the phone down. I don't think there's any danger of him doing it again, so we'll pull across now, ask him if he wants to come and join us.
I'll drop it in front of him.
Yeah. Just bring him in, we'll have a quick word.
Yeah.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
No.
This police vehicle that we're in now is fitted with a video camera, and the purpose of the police vehicle being out on the road is to monitor drivers' behaviour, the manner of their driving.
Yep.
Can you think of any reasons why we should...
phone.
On the phone, right. What does the...
Well, the phone rang and I answered it.
Phone rang, you answered it. Right. So if the phone rang, you answered it, and you had an accident and you were to injure somebody, are you quite prepared to accept that that was something you had to do in that order?
Well, I'll still keep my eye on the road.
Well, you're a professional driver. I presume you've got a large goods vehicle licence?
30 years.
30 years. If you were to take your driving test today and the phone rang and you were to pick it up going down the road, would the examiner give you a full licence?
Well, I would tell the firm not to ring me, or I'd switch the phone off.
The question I asked was, if you were taking a driving test today and the examiner was with you and you picked the phone up, would he give you a full licence?
No.
No. So why, after 30 years experience driving a vehicle of that size, do you think it's acceptable to answer the phone?
Well, what are we supposed to do then?
Well, what's wrong with you when he rings you up saying, I'm on the road at the moment, boss, give us a couple of minutes and I'll come off at the next junction?
Yeah, that's all right, but what about the next junction? Where are you going to park?
So what we're getting round to the fact is that your work is more important than driver safety, isn't it? Everybody else's safety? Everybody else's safety comes second to you talking to your boss.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Back on Operation Mermaid, customs officials will shortly be seeing red. They're siphoning the contents of the van's fuel tank, and they discover it's running on so-called red diesel. Because red diesel is virtually tax-free, it's very cheap. It's used mainly on farms. But it's illegal to use it on public roads.
Okay, do you want to just come over to our van? Sir, could you just stand here while we do this, please? Just so you know we haven't tampered with that, okay? Just see what percentage this is. What I'm doing now is just matching it up against our samples that we've got, which is an 80%.
There's no problem as long as it's for your own consumption, but just bear in mind those levels I've told you, that if you exceed them, the onus becomes on you to prove to us as customs officers that the goods are for your own use. You're free to go as often as you like and bring as much as you like, but if you were to go every month with a quantity like this and tell me it was for your own use, after the second trip, I'm afraid I might not believe you. It becomes a limit above which I start to disbelieve it, I'm afraid. On this occasion, I'm prepared to let you go with the goods, but maybe the local team in Liverpool will come and check that you've still got them in a month's time. Okay, thank you.
We've done a chemical test on it, and it's come up and it shows that there's rebated fuel in there. It's red diesel.
What's that mean?
Sorry? Well, red diesel in effect is duty-free. There's a very small amount of duty on it, and it's diesel that shouldn't be used on the public highway. It's a criminal offence to do so. Because this diesel's been detected in your vehicle, I've got to inform you now that we'll be seizing the vehicle. What we'll have to then do is conduct an interview with yourself, and we'll also give you an opportunity to accept a formal sample of the diesel.
Yeah.
Okay, the formal sample will be 3 tins, of one which you can choose, and that you can have tested at a later date with the government chemist. In the meantime, as I say, your vehicle has become liable to forfeiture and has been seized, and we'll need to speak to you about getting the vehicle back to the restoration. So at the moment, if you want to watch the formal samples, one will be offered to you, we'll have a chat with you, it will be a caution interview, and then we'll take it from there.
How many car drivers have you stopped with on the phone?
We are doing it all the time. You're the first truck driver that we've stopped.
Unlucky.
Well, you are unlucky, but at the moment there are press
car
releases.
drivers, I mean, in the morning, they must have a board meeting on the phone.
We've been sat here all morning dealing with car drivers, yeah? What I've written out there is a fixed penalty ticket. So hopefully this way it doesn't affect you and your driving career, because it's the same as a parking ticket or anything else. It's a non-endorsable ticket. But it's the bottom end of our penalties for what you were doing. When you get 5 minutes, have a look back on there. Like I say, it may seem a bit harsh to you, but at the moment it's something that's causing a lot of accidents, and we've got to address that problem. Okay, let's there you go. Well, this is boss will be pleased that he considers him more important than everything else. So dedication to his firm is honourable, isn't it?
The fuel test unit is called away to the driver's depot. Customs are keen to check the rest of the fleet.
The van's got red diesel in it. It's been tested. We've had a chat with yourself. The vehicle has now been seized, okay? It can't leave here until customs have carried out a full investigation. They're going to have to go and speak to your boss. What I'm going to have to suggest to you is contact your boss and get someone to come and pick you up, or make arrangements to go home. The vehicle stays with us, I'm afraid, and really it's up to him now to sort of...
So it's not, the vehicle's not going away from her then?
It'll go away to a secure customs pound. It'll be seized now, and it'll see if you can remove any personal effects from the vehicle. And I'm afraid then you're going to have to make your own way home or get someone to come and pick you up.
In all, 7 vehicles were seized. Fines and tax arrears totalling more than £6,000 were imposed.